Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Endowed with the capacity to reason. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. Thinking always made him frown. Possessing sound knowledge. Endowed with the capacity to reason. Exercising or showing good judgment. An intelligent solution. Having the capacity for thought and reason, especially to a high degree. Is there intelligent life in the universe? Thinking that is coherent and logical. Endowed with the capacity to reason. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. What are your thoughts on Haiti? The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. The thought never entered my mind. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. She paused for thought. The organized beliefs of a period or group or individual. 19th century thought. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. Of or associated with or requiring the use of the mind. The triumph of the rational over the animal side of man. An integer or a fraction. Capable of being expressed as a quotient of integers. Rational numbers. Consistent with or based on or using reason. Rational behavior. Having its source in or being guided by the intellect, as distinguished from experience or emotion. A rational analysis. Cognitive processes that presuppose the availability of knowledge and put it to use. The commercial activity involved in repairing old structures or constructing new ones. Their main business is home construction. The act of constructing something. During the construction we had to take a detour. An interpretation of a text or action. They put an unsympathetic construction on his conduct. The creation of a construct. The process of combining ideas into a congruous object of thought. A group of words that form a constituent of a sentence and are considered as a single unit. I concluded from his awkward constructions that he was a foreigner. A thing constructed. A complex entity constructed of many parts. She wore her hair in an amazing construction of whorls and ribbons. Drawing a figure satisfying certain conditions as part of solving a problem or proving a theorem. The assignment was to make a construction that could be used in proving the Pythagorean theorem. Thinking that brings together information focused on solving a problem, especially solving problems that have a single correct solution. Thinking that moves away in diverging directions so as to involve a variety of aspects and which sometimes lead to novel ideas and solutions, associated with creativity. The creation of something in the mind. Thinking something out with care in order to achieve complete understanding of it. A statement that makes something comprehensible by describing the relevant structure or operation or circumstances, etc. The explanation was very simple. The act of explaining, making something plain or intelligible. I heard his explanation of the accident. Thought that makes something comprehensible. A thought process in which ideas, words or images, suggest other ideas in a sequence. The process of forming and relating ideas. A particular way of thinking that is characteristic of some individual or group. Thinking that is coherent and logical. The creation of a construct. The process of combining ideas into a congruous object of thought. A religion based on mystical communion with an ultimate reality. Obscure or irrational thought. Thinking that moves away in diverging directions so as to involve a variety of aspects and which sometimes lead to novel ideas and solutions, associated with creativity. The cognitive process of thinking about what you will do in the event of something happening. His planning for retirement was hindered by several uncertainties. An act of formulating a program for a definite course of action. The planning was more fun than the trip itself. The act or process of drawing up plans or layouts for some project or enterprise. The cognitive process of thinking about what you will do in the event of something happening. The act of preparing something, as food, by the application of heat. He left the preparation of meals to his wife. A substance prepared according to a formula. The physician prescribed a commercial preparation of the medicine. Activity leading to skilled behavior. The activity of putting or setting in order in advance of some act or purpose. Preparations for the ceremony had begun. The state of having been made ready or prepared for use or action, especially military action. Their preparation was more than adequate. Preparatory school work done outside school, especially at home. Music. A note that produces a dissonant chord is first heard in a consonant chord. The resolution of one dissonance is often the preparation for another dissonance. The area of cognitive psychology that studies the processes involved in solving problems. The thought processes involved in solving a problem. Supply with provisions. A stipulated condition. He accepted subject to one provision. The cognitive process of thinking about what you will do in the event of something happening. The activity of supplying or providing something. A store or supply of something, especially of food or clothing or arms. Thread on or as if on a string. Thread dried cranberries. The connections that link the various parts of an event or argument together. He lost the thread of his argument. A fine cord of twisted fibers, of cotton or silk or wool or nylon etc. Used in sewing and weaving. Any long object resembling a thin line. From the air the road was a gray thread. The raised helical rib going around a screw. To move or cause to move in a sinuous, spiral, or circular course. Pass a thread through. Thread a needle. Pass through or into. Thread tape. Remove facial hair by tying a fine string around it and pulling at the string. She had her eyebrows threaded. The connections that link the various parts of an event or argument together. I couldn't follow his train of thought. Thinking that is coherent and logical. Kind and considerate regard for others. He showed no consideration for her feelings. A fee charged in advance to retain the services of someone. A considerate and thoughtful act. Information that should be kept in mind when making a decision. Another consideration is the time it would take. A discussion of a topic, as in a meeting. Consideration of the traffic problem took more than an hour. The process of giving careful thought to something.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.